Quick hack alert. In just a few n8n nodes, I'll show you how to build a hiring system that saves HR teams over 10 hours per week. And by minute 2, you'll see Gmail send out a real candidate email. So here's how it works. A candidate fills out a form, and then their CV is uploaded to a unique folder just for them. At the same time, an AI agent is extracting that information and doing a comparison to the job application to see how good of a fit they are. We then merge the output, and then we update our Google Sheets with all this information before sending them a confirmation email. Okay, so let's go see this workflow in action. I'm going to go ahead and execute the workflow. This will bring up a form, and I'll just enter my information. So my name, my email, my phone number, and the position I'm applying for is going to be for a marketing manager, and I'll go ahead and upload my CV. Once I click apply now, we'll see this workflow in action. So it's uploading my CV to Google Drive and creating a separate folder for Chris Torrington. Now the AI agent has extracted all of my information from my CV, and it's comparing my CV against the position to see how good of a fit I would be. It's going to give me my strengths, weaknesses, a score, as well as a verdict. We then go ahead and merge all the information from the Google Drive folder as well as the AI agent score, and we insert that into our Google Sheet and send a confirmation email back to myself saying we received my application. So let's go take a look at all of this. Here in my Google Sheet, we can see that I've logged the candidate's name, email, phone, the position that they applied for, and the application date. You'll also see the outputs from the AI agent. So it's gone ahead and analyzed my strengths in regards to the marketing manager position, my weaknesses, my score out of 100 of how good of a fit I would be, and the verdict. So it's saying that I'm going to be a strong fit for the marketing manager role given I have extensive digital marketing and leadership experience. The next two rows, we have the status and the sub-status, which allows us to track whereabouts this application is in the HR lifecycle. So right now it's sitting in a status of application, and the sub-status is a new application. We'll go ahead and talk more about these sub-statuses in a moment. And to the right of that, you'll see the CV link, which has a direct link to my CV that was uploaded to Google Drive. And we'll also be able to see that in the applications folder, there is a new folder for Chris Torrington, which that CV is kept. Finally, we are timestamping when we send out the acknowledgement email. This is just for audit purposes, so we can go back and track how long the application spends in each of the different stages. So here we'll be able to see the acknowledgement email that was sent to the applicant. So regards the application for the marketing manager. Dear Chris Torrington, thank you for applying for the marketing manager role at our company. Our recruitment team will review your CV and contact you if our profile matches our requirements. And we appreciate the time and effort you put into the application and look forward to reviewing your qualifications. Best regards, the HR team. Pretty standard stuff, and I know we've all received emails like this before. So the next part of our hiring system that we're going to talk about are the different dates where certain actions occur. So for example, when our sub-status changes from new application to CV reviewed scheduled call, we want to go ahead and send out an email. If the applicant successfully passes the phone screen, we'll want to move them to schedule an interview with them. So we'd also want to change the sub-status to interview scheduled and send them a new email with a meeting link in it as well. After the interview's been conducted, there's one of two outcomes. Either we can go ahead and send them an offer letter, or we'll go ahead and reject them. In both of these instances, we'll want to go and send them an email. So to do this, we have to go ahead and add a second part to our hiring system. What you'll see here is I've got a Google Sheets trigger that is going to trigger on changes to the different sub-statuses that we just talked about. Based upon what the sub-status is changed to, we'll go ahead and route them down one of the different branches, and we'll send them the appropriate email as well as timestamping it inside of our Google Sheet. So let's go ahead and look at that. So back in Google Sheets now, when I go ahead and change it from new applications to CV schedule a call, so we'll now have to wait about a minute for our Google Sheets trigger to execute, and I'll show you what that looks like in a sec. Awesome, you can see that it's updated the schedule phone call date with the current timestamp. And you'll see a new email has been sent to the applicant to schedule a call for the marketing manager role. In this email, I've included an example link of where the applicant would click and book a time for their initial phone screen. And you can see in our successful executions that the Google Sheets trigger has been executed, and then it did route down to our send a schedule a call email as well as updating the Google Sheet. Now if we go ahead and also move the sub-status to the next stage, which is going to be interview scheduled, we'll just wait a minute and we'll be able to see that the timestamp gets populated as well as the applicant receives a new email. And there you go. You can see that the scheduled interview date has been updated and that the applicant has received a new email as well. Finally, after the interview, we have a decision to be made, whether or not we want to make an offer to the applicant or if we want to reject them. So again, if I decided to reject it, it would go and update the timestamp and send them a rejection email. But in this instance, let's go and change it to offer extended. So we'll wait a minute and see the timestamp get updated. And there you go, the timestamp's been updated. And we can see that the applicant has received a congratulation email with a job offer. So let's go under the hood and I'll show you how to build this step by step. Okay, so the very first step to kick this off, we're going to need to use a form node. And you'll see here that I've just added a simple form title and some fields such as their name, email, phone, the position that they're applying for, as well as a file field so that they can upload their CV. We then go ahead and split it into two branches. The first branch is going to be uploading their CV directly to our Google Drive. So we use the upload file, and I've just simply taken the file from the form node, added a file name, so the person's name as well as the position they're applying for, and upload the CV to a staging folder in our Google Drive. The next step after we upload the CV to a staging folder in our Google Drive is to create a folder for the applicant. So we use the create a folder node, and again, I've just named it the date plus the person's name. And here I've set it to create this new folder in the applications folder on my Google Drive. I now need to move the CV file from the staging folder to that new folder that we've created for the applicant. To do this, I use the move file node, and I'm just using the ID of the file from the upload file node, and I'm moving it to the applicant's folder that we just created in the previous node. Our second branch is when we're going to start to use the AI agent. So what we want to do is extract all of the information from the CV. To do this, we use the extract from PDF node, and I'm simply passing through the CV and using the operation extract from PDF. This will now allow us to pass all of the text from the PDF file to our AI agent. So inside our AI agent, I've given it special instructions where I want it to analyze how well the applicant matches to the position. And I've told it that it needs to assess 4 key critical fields, which is the strengths, weaknesses, give it a score out of 0 to 100, and give it a verdict on how suitable the applicant is to the role. And finally, I'm passing through the text that we just extracted from the CV. You'll notice that I've ticked require specific output format. Here, I'm just defining the JSON structure that we had in the previous prompt. So the strengths, weakness, scores, and the verdict. And for this AI agent, I'm just going to use OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini. So you'll now see that the output from the AI agent has been formatted nicely. We've got a JSON structure with the strengths, weaknesses, scores, and verdict. I then use a merge node so that we can combine the outputs from the top branch, which has all of the folder and CV information, as well as the AI agent's outputs. This allows us just to have one output. So I set the mode to combine by position, and the number of inputs is equal to 2. You'll see the output here is all in one nice JSON structure. The reason that I do that is when I want to add the new row to our Google Sheet, I can just reference the previous node. So with the append row in Sheet, I've mapped it to my hiring process spreadsheet, and I've mapped all the fields from the previous merge node to the different columns in the spreadsheet. Finally, after we've logged the application, I want to go ahead and send them a confirmation email, and I'm using a send Gmail node here, and I'm just referencing the email from the original form, added a subject that references the position they're applying for, and made a personalized email just using the candidate's name, their position, as well as the application date. So this is the initial workflow of our hiring system that goes ahead and logs all the information, uses an AI agent to see how well the applicant's CV matches the position, sends them a confirmation email. The second part to our hiring system is the email notification system, as well as updating the timestamps on our Google Sheets. So to do this, I'm using a Google Sheets trigger that is going to check every minute for a change in any row's substatus. I then use a switch node because there are multiple different statuses that I want to account for. And inside this switch node, you'll see all of my logic for the different routing rules. So when substatus is equal to CV reviewed scheduled call, or the interview is scheduled, offer extended, or even when the CV reviewed is not suitable, or it finally has been rejected. These routing rules allow us to move into different branches. So if we go into our call route, you'll see that I've got a send schedule a call email. And here I'm just using the same email that was submitted by the applicant. And the subject is schedule a call for the position, as well as a dynamic email. Dear person's name, thank you for applying for this position. Here's a meeting link. Now I'll go ahead and update the timestamp, and you'll see that I'm timestamping the schedule phone call date with today's date. So I'll quickly take you through all of the different Gmail nodes. Here we've got send schedule and interview email, and it's very similar. The only thing that's different is going to be the subject as well as the message. And then in the update, a Google Sheet, we're doing exactly the same, matching on the row number, but we're actually updating the schedule interview date with today's date instead of updating the schedule a call column. So I'll just quickly take you through each of the different screens. So the last thing that I want to talk to you about is you'll notice the two routes for not suitable and rejected are sending two emails for rejection or that they're not suitable, but they both go and merge into the update the rejected date field. The reason we're doing this is because we just want to track with the sub status of where they got up to and the time that they got rejected. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this n8n tutorial that shows you how to build out an entire hiring system that's going to save hours upon hours of work. If you want this full templated workflow for free, make sure to join my automation vault, where I give you access to all of my n8n templates for free. The link's in my bio. And don't forget to subscribe for more n8n tutorials.